everyone, how is it going? It is Monster Monday on the Technicolor Mike B Show, and I am your host, Count Rainbola! Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Yes, Count Rainbola. So how is it going? We decided to do a custom monster design for today, and I thought it would be a vampire using rainbow colors. Yes, many different colors of the rainbow doing a vampire. So yeah, so I was thinking, yes, I do that sometimes, especially when I'm looking for a balloon. So yeah, I was thinking that when I started doing all of the daily faces last year, I based it on the 31 faces of October I have been doing for 5 or 6 years. And with 31 faces of October, I was trying to do a face paint design every day during the month of October with a different face paint. Some superheroes, some animals, some monsters, some aliens, just a bunch of other fun designs. So last year I decided when I was going to do a face paint design using some of my found time during the pandemic, because I'm not going anywhere, I'm not spending time at the gym, I'm not commuting to work, so I could use some time for face paint. And so last year all of my designs began as a true face paint design, and over the course of the year I started to do more characters and cosplay type designs where I wasn't strictly limiting to just a face. I was doing hair, I was doing costuming and other aspects of the design. But you know, I really do still think a lot of my designs fit more in the face paint category than the monster makeup or cosplay category, and that's partially because I paint on things like teeth. Yeah, so these designs, they all began as if a kid asked for a vampire design, how should it look? So let's just practice doing a vampire design out of face paint. And if I was doing this for a cosplay, if I was doing this for Halloween, for a haunted house, I would use slightly different techniques. I would have prosthetic teeth, I would be using liquid latex and blood and other special effects items to augment the makeup. But you know, there's a lot of things of the face paint design that I try to do that would apply to monster makeup, and a lot of that is in the highlights and shadows and colors that I think a lot of people, when they get into doing makeup, at least at the beginning, they're worried about getting a smooth, solid, consistent color all over the place. So if I was doing this vampire design and he was going to be the green or the gray color, my whole face would just be that one green or gray color. But the way I do it in face painting is, in face paint, I have to paint in highlights and shadows and details. So if I want it to look like I have wrinkles, I have to create the shadow and the highlight to give that wrinkle effect. If I was doing prosthetic makeup for a movie or something, I'd have a 3D object, so I would actually have a brow ridge or wrinkles or a crazy nose or something, and that would give you that shape. Or I could use liquid latex and create texture to the skin to create a zombie or old man effect. But with face paint, I'm doing it strictly with the makeup. But even if I had the prosthetic, I had the texture to the makeup that I was painting over, my goal with doing makeup design is not to do a solid flat color. I still want to have highlights and shadows and irregularities in the makeup design. That your human skin is not just one color flesh. You have dark spots and freckles and different discolorations in the bags under your eyes and different things. So your face isn't just one solid color. So I try to do that same thing with the makeup. Some of my makeups I'm more successful at it. Some makeups I think I do maybe a little bit too much shading and highlights and just too extreme of a design. But yeah, I think some of that brings in like a theatrical setting, or all the pictures I post on Instagram are selfies with the camera held 1.5 feet away from my face, so they're really an extreme close-up. And I think some of the best face painting design look best from 10 feet away, 12 feet away, where the edges are softened a bit, the colors are muted, and the highlights and shadows sort of blend in. So if I got really close to the camera, the makeup design would have one look where you could sort of see where all the lines are, where the colors are, and this white stripe on the red might look just out of place. But from a distance, as it get further away, maybe that looks more like a highlight or a shadow. So I think a lot of the makeup designs are best at a distance. If you're doing a theatrical production, you're doing movie makeup, you're doing a haunted house makeup, you do have to think of, are these actors close up? Are these going to be your line actors? Are they going to be the people that get within 1 to 3 feet of the guests? If you're in a movie, are they the hero actors, the actors that are right in front of the camera? Because I'm going to put more time and effort in a character that you're going to see up close and a character that you're only going to see from 20 feet away. You just need to get the main features into the makeup design so that you can see them from a distance. Again, my background is clowning, and legacy clowning was the makeup is oversized, it is exaggerated, and it works great in arena where the people viewing you are from 100 yards away, that they're way up in the stands from a distance. Similar techniques are used in theatrical makeup because you have these bright stage lights shining on your makeup, and you have the audience who are in the 10th row, the 20th row, this upper balcony, and they need to see your character from a distance. They need to see the expressions that you're making. So theatrical makeup is, in my opinion, it's grotesque when you're really up close, because you can see all the lines, all the makeup. You can tell it's makeup, it's not real, but from the distance it gives you a totally different effect, and it does look more realistic. So I think these are all principles when you're doing makeup. If you want to get into face painting, if you want to get into cosplay makeup and special effects makeup, I think you should study lighting and theatrical makeup and highlights and shadows and different techniques of blending, so you're not getting just a solid color to your makeup, that you're using color in a meaningful way. So for this, the makeup wasn't just it's going to be changing colors at random spots, but I sort of figured, well, this is going to be a strip of skin. There's going to be a ridge there defining the edge, and at the ridge you'll have one side that's in highlights and another side that's in shadow. The light will hit it differently. So I try to give it some visual 3D dimensions to it, beyond just color. So it's like the color had meaning, its placement was specific, it was purposeful. I try to make it symmetrical, and there's balance and there's focal points that the lines coming in are coming down and pointing your focus somewhere. I know the focal point really should be the eyes, not just the center of the face, but some of the lines sort of go up towards the eyes, some sort of go down towards the mouth. But yeah, so there's rhyme and reason to creating an aesthetic makeup look. And one of the Facebook groups I'm in has a lot of people that are beginners. They're just copying a look that they saw on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and they want to do this monster design, and they couldn't blend their edges right. So you know what? Blood covers everything. So they just smear blood all over the design. And that takes a lot of the detail out of the work, that it just becomes a bloody mess. So if you want the artistry of the work, you have to get your edges down. You have to get the blending and the colors just right. So it sort of forces you into perfecting your makeup techniques. So yeah, I wasn't sure how today's design would look, if I would get the gray tone to the makeup just right. I didn't want it bright greens and bright reds and bright yellows. I wanted it gray greens and gray yellows and gray reds to be more the monster side of the vampire. But I wanted it to be a colorful piece at the same time. So yeah, I'm actually pleased with the design and the way the highlights and the shadows and all worked out. I've yet to see if the photography side of it, if the camera picks up the colors that I can see. But yeah, I thought this was a cool design, and I'm pleased with it. We have our vampire balloon for today, and yeah, just a little bit of cosplay makeup versus face paint design. Like I said, this is face paint. If it was cosplay, if it was Halloween, I'd probably use the latex, I'd use the blood, I'd have the cray wool for the hair, so I'd have a widow's peak. I'd have the fake teeth instead of painted on teeth. But from a face painting side, the kid that's getting their face painted doesn't have time for latex and allergies and all those other things, or real blood, so you just have to do it with face paint alone and give it the effect of the monster design. So until next time, same vampire time, same vampire show. No. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Thanks for watching.